respect to the chairperson and the rapporteurs. You all are welcome to my presentation, ladies and gentlemen. Now here you can see, look at my title, Shareholders' Responses and the Announcement of Changes in Executive Directors and Semi-Stall Form Efficiency Market Hypothesis, Evidence from Colombo Stock Exchange. What you can understand looking at that title, we will discuss now. Now this is the way really I expect to discuss it too. I started from the background and end up with the conclusion. Now you see that now. Suppose that your company, your executive directors change. What happened? You'll see that it's a very good message to the investors. This message come to the stock market. We will see how shareholders respond, how they interpret that information in their decision making. So, look at this background. Now, I analyze the event effect based on two theories. One theory is, you know that is called efficiency market theory. What do you mean by that theory? Actually, this theory very clearly mentioned that the stock price in the share market reflects all available information. And you know that the one of the distinguished researchers, the farmer, he has clearly separated into this efficiency market theory into three categories or the three levels: weak form, semi-strong form, and strong form. Consequently, the strong form means historical, public available, plus even the inside all information which in relation to the share price reflect in the share price. But my study is, you know, that public available information, that is announcement of the changes in the executive director. You go to the market, today you go to the market, that is frequently available information. Once this information comes to the market, we will see how shareholders respect to that. Now here, you see that now, theoretically, according to the efficiency market theory, once this information comes to the market, what happens is, the shareholders start to react or the respond. Due to that, what happens is stock price? The possibility increase or the decrease. As a result, the event impact is known as abnormal gain, which means due to the announcing that information, if you can see the abnormal gain, that is very important information to the not only the investors and even those who are interested in the stock market. Now, according to the efficiency market theory, but that abnormal gain should be only on the event day. That's the theory say that. If you see sometime before and after, that market is inconsistent with the particular information efficiency. That is the one aspect I'm going to test. The other theory, what I mentioned, two theories. The other one is the information content theory, which means that it doesn't matter. Before or after the event day, it doesn't contain valuable information. So then you can conclude that the market is consistent with information content theory. Having that intention, really this is the way I put the question for you, the research question. How does the shareholder respond as soon as information of the changes in executive director's announcement is published? How far does semi-strong form efficiency hypothesis act according to the subsequent information announcement? Based on that, now you see, look at the objective of the study to examine how the stock price reacts as soon as information of the changes in executive director's announcement is published, thereby provide a test of semi-strong form efficiency in share market. Look at that literature. Really, I prepared some literature. You see that the most of study from the US, The one example you see that, the word 1988, you see, very small stock price reaction at the announcement of the top management changes, but average effect was 0. Similarly, you can see the body and the same market, abnormal, was significantly positive at the announcement of changes in senior management distress firm. Go to the next one. The Rosentin, the stock price were not significantly different from 0 when inside director was added to the board. You go to this slide. Similar to the USA, the stock market responded more positively to unanticipated changes of CEO as compared to the top anticipated changes in US firm. So you see Thailand, if you go to the Thailand market, no significant stock price effect having inside or outside. Direct to the board as a sample of the listed from Thailand. And the Cyprus, you can see abnormal return around the appointment they were greater for appointing CMO with prior marketing executive. In Sri Lanka, everybody has startup to know? No, this is first time. We will see. Right. Then we will discuss very in brief the methodology, so very important. Then you may ask the question, so how you measure the response? Right? Once that information comes to the market, how many days the shareholders respond? I developed this kind of event window. I assume that the particular shareholders respect only 31 days. Once that information comes to the market, the particular shareholders only respond 31 days. But the 31 days, you see that how I separated. I separated into 3 windows. One window is the event window. That is the event day. The other one is the pre-event window. That I assume that the 15 days up before. And also the post-event window 15 days after. That's a 31 day I have developed a kind of window to measure the abnormal return due to that event. Then important thing is having set up that window. Important thing is the selecting sample. It's a very complicated thing, but anyhow, right? I have selected 66 listed companies which made 156 public announcements of the changes in executive directors, the period 2000 and 2013. I don't want to mention that what happened, 2000 onward the market, once you finish the civil war, some very dramatical changes in the market. I thought that is the best period, that's what I selected this period. And also that I have to mention that when I select the sample, really I assign the criteria. You may ask the question sometime. Within that 31 days period, there may be other event. The dividends announcement, there are other kind of public available information. Then I remove them. Only I have selected the within that 31 window, remember that no any other contaminated event. Only the director changes announcement is there. Look at the modeling approval data. This is very important really. Really, the modeling abnormal return, which means that is called the event impact. Right? The event impact, I will tell that how I measure it. Basically, theoretically, the abnormal return means actual return minus spectral return. Really. Actual return, I have a calculation. This is a theoretical model, nothing to discuss really. This is acceptable model. Right? This is the way I calculate the actual return. Because we have actual data, using that actual return, I have a calculator. Then important thing is remember that the expected return. Right? This is a challengeable task. There are plenty of models. But I have selected a very acceptable model, that is mean adjusted model, market adjusted model and the market model. These are the really, I think the world, that the prior researchers mentioned that these are the acceptable model. That's what I selected these 3 models. You see that now, once you come to the mean adjusted model, this I put the model here. But here, important thing is, now, I have seen that when I use this model, That's some question really, especially when it's the market model. Is that actually, so that is the well acceptable model. Most prior researchers prove that. But when you fit our data, what's the some problem? The bias is there. Then alternatively, to overcome that bias, what I did was I found the volatility time series model. Now this is really the first time in Sri Lanka we apply this model, right? Then this is actually that for the model fitting I use the data. This is 120 past return I use that, right? Then especially when you run the volatility time series model, really I use this way. Now the fitting the volatility time series model, that is the procedure you have to follow. I use the test of the normality time series and everything I did that, right? That is not the simply I develop, I fit the model, right? I use the whole time series technique which match with my data set and develop the fitted model, and I analyze that, I calculate the expected return, right? Then I analyze the data because the 31 day I got the 156 individually calculated as the get average and calculated the even the average. AR means average abnormal return. Finally, 31 day effect, that is called the cumulative average. Then finally, you see that now what finding. As I mentioned that, now you can see the finding, the four model, you can see the mean adjusted, market model, and the market adjusted as well as the time series. That's then all models say that the before reaction is there.